state of Texas in the year 2014, fire departments responded to 1,940,915 calls for service. Of those calls, 72,124 were actual working fires. That breaks down to 6,010 fires a month, 1,387 fires a week, 198 fires a day, or 8 fires every hour on average. Even though fire incidents only amounted to 4% of the total call volume, fire departments across the state still need to maintain standards of fire incident management to ensure the loss of property is minimized. I'm a lieutenant in a large Metroplex fire department with 17 years of firefighting experience. I'm certified to the advanced level by the state of Texas as a structural firefighter, and also I'm an aspiring fire chief. So today we're going to discuss different types of fire responses so that we can better understand the prevalence of fire incidents in the state of Texas and the associated financial impact. We're going to look at structure fires, vehicle fires, wildland fires, and outside trash fires. Now that you know a few of the things that we'll be discussing, let's look at some facts on structure fires. Per the NFPA, structure fire is defined as any fire involving the structural components of any residential, commercial, or industrial building. Structure fires accounted for 30%, and we can see on the pie chart here the breakdown of all the total fires in Texas in 2014. Structure fires also accounted for the highest dollar loss at $538,711,799. $711,799, excuse me. And cooking was the highest cause of all residential structure fires. On average, there was a structure fire every 24 minutes in Texas. Now let's move on to wildland fires. This definition was acquired from the National Wildfire Coordinating Group, and it says that wildland fires are fires that occur in combustible vegetation in rural areas. In 2014, there were 18,486 wildland fires across the state of Texas. As we'll take a look at the pie chart again, we can see that made up 26% of the total fire types. Wildland fires also attributed only $1,829,380 in the total dollar loss. 90% of all wildland fires can be attributed to human factors of some kind, whether it being campfires left unattended, discarded cigarettes, or intentional acts of arson. Now let's take a look at vehicle fires. Per the NFPA, a vehicle fire is any fire involving any kind of motorized vehicle. And in 2014, there were 12,172 vehicle fires across the state, which accounted for 17% of the fires. The vehicle fires accounted for $85,417,341 of the total dollar loss. And passenger vehicles, which are cars and pickup trucks, had the most number of reported fires in vehicles. And now for the last point, let's move on to outside trash fires, which are fires in dumpsters, trash cans, or large industrial compactors. There were 14,671 of those types of fires, which accounted for 20% of the total fires. Leading cause of outside trash fires were unintentional in nature, usually from discarded cigarettes or heat from smoldering objects that might have been thrown in the trash can. So in conclusion, I wanted to point out that in the year 2014, the total dollar loss due to all types of fires was $662,625,924. Now that's a large monetary loss from one single type of disaster. So now I'd like to take a look at my line graph, and we can see the breakdown across the months. And we can see in the month of January that we had the highest total number of fires at 8,634. Now I'd like to share an example from my personal experience. And here recently I responded to a fire involving an apartment complex that was in one single unit. Due to the quick response of the firefighters, we were able to ensure that no loss of property for the families of the other 15 units. So in closing, I would like to say that in Texas, in 2014, there was a fire reported every 7 minutes. And in reviewing all the statistics, we can see that that's the huge financial impact that these fires had in just 1 year. We can only imagine that these numbers would have been far greater without the invaluable resource of trained firefighters.